Africa. Listen closely, because what I'm about to say is not just a message, it's a warning wrapped in truth. Across this continent and across the oceans, where our sons and daughters were scattered, a storm is rising. And today, that storm begins with one question. When victory looks too perfect, what truth is being buried beneath it? Tanzania has announced a 98% win. Some call it stability, some call it unity. But Africa, I see something else. I see a sign, a signal, a reminder that numbers can shine like gold, while honesty bleeds underneath. We've watched the world applaud us when we imitate their democracy, and punish us when we defend our sovereignty. This message, it is not for presidents, it is for the people, for the Tanzanian youth wondering if their voice still matters, for every child of Africa in the diaspora who prays that the courage of our ancestors will rise again. Because hear this, when election results are perfect, politics is usually not. A nation can show the highest percentages and still carry the lowest truth. And Africa, our destiny will never be built on applause for numbers. It will be built on justice, on dignity, on a people who refuse illusion. Tanzania's story is not isolated. It is a mirror, a reflection of what threatens every African nation that stops listening to its own heartbeat. I do not speak as a ruler. I speak as a son of the soil, the same soil that raised Sankara, Nkrumah, Lumumba, and every giant who dared to declare, Africa belongs to Africans. Tanzania is a land of vision. The spirit of Julius Nyerere still whispers through its mountains and plains. But somewhere along the journey, elections became theater. Percentages became decorations. Truth became optional. And to my Tanzanian family, yes, family, hear this. Your vote is sacred. It is your inheritance, not a gift from power. Africa is told it's developing because it has skyscrapers, highways, and summits. But in the villages, hunger still walks barefoot. In the cities, truth still hides behind curtains. The colonizer no longer wears a foreign uniform. He often wears our face. To the youth of Tanzania and the youth across Africa, from Dakar to Dar es Salaam, understand, opportunity does not visit those who wait. It visits those who rise, ask questions, challenge illusions, refuse silence. When they say politics is dirty, what they mean is, we want to keep it for ourselves. And to my brothers and sisters in the diaspora, hear me well. Your struggle abroad is not separate from ours. When you face injustice in places like Minneapolis or Atlanta, understand, the same forces that silence you there try to blind us here. Different lands, different flags, same fight for dignity. No statistic can hide the silence of a betrayed people. Africa has danced for victories that were nothing but illusions. We celebrated independence only to wake beneath new masters wearing African faces. We must stop mistaking performance for progress. Young people, you are not too small to change a system. Empires collapse when the youth stop fearing them. Pan-Africanism is not decoration, it is courage, it is sacrifice. Tanzania once stood as a pillar of integrity. Today, it stands at a crossroad. But this is not about Tanzania alone. An infection in one African nation becomes a fever across the continent. When truth suffocates in Dar es Salaam, it gasps in Accra, Abuja, Nairobi, and Johannesburg. To leaders across Africa, lead your people. Do not manage them. Respect your citizens. Do not manipulate them. Power belongs to the people, not to those who momentarily sit in office. A nation that wins 98% but loses trust has lost everything. To the diaspora, your time of watching from afar is ending. Africa needs your ideas, your investment, your solidarity. The bridge between us must not remain symbolic. It must become real. And the world fears the day Africans on the continent join hands with Africans in the streets of New York, Houston, or Los Angeles, because united, we become unstoppable. Tanzania's 98% should wake us up, not as a statistic, but as a message. Freedom without honesty is theater. Our liberation will not come from ballots alone, but from unity, integrity, and a generation brave enough to chase truth over comfort. Africa's story must be written by African hands. I still believe in this continent. I still believe in our youth. I still believe in a future where no African must cross the sea to find dignity. Africa has not forgotten her children, not in Atlanta, not in Kingston, not in Paris. Your ancestors call you home, if not physically, then with your spirit, your voice, your strength. The world fears the day Africa rises united, continent and diaspora as one. That day is coming. Tanzania's election is not the end. It is a beginning, an awakening. And when history asks what we did in the age of illusion, may it be said, we chose truth. We chose unity. We chose Africa. Rise, Africa. Rise with clarity. Rise with courage. Rise with the fire our ancestors left burning in our blood. Because the era of illusion is ending, and the dawn of real freedom is near.